moving that jab up and down. And then when you go downstairs, take that downstairs, come up with the left hook. It's gonna be open, because it's gonna fall down into it. Anytime you jab down low, just keep trying to come over the top.
Like you could say, hey, you know what? I can't beat that Mayweather style. I was too young, but look, I did it now against Crawford.
I forget Mayweather a long time ago. This is different for me, you know? I lost that day, and that's it. I learned a lot.
Who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was young.
Canelo Alvarez reacts strongly after hearing that Terence Crawford sparred with Floyd Mayweather during training camp. He says things have now become personal, claiming that Crawford has repeatedly disrespected him. Canelo feels targeted, believing Crawford is trying to make him appear weak or irrelevant. He warns that this fight is no longer just business, it's personal.
Tell me a little bit about that. Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not going to do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Rashid told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to he walking me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
Terence Crawford has made it clear that he doesn't view Canelo Alvarez's resume as impressive as others do. From Crawford's perspective, the so-called elite names on Canelo's record were already past their prime when they fought him. He points to fighters like Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, and Sergey Kovalev, men who, according to Crawford, were clearly on the decline when they faced Canelo. He also highlights Floyd Mayweather, the one active legend on Canelo's record, as someone who decisively outclassed him. To Crawford, these factors weaken the argument that Canelo's career gives him a superior standing in the sport. He also feels disrespected by Canelo's apparent dismissal of his own accomplishments, claiming Canelo often overlooks the quality of his opponents in an effort to undermine him.
About Canelo's resume, but I won't. I wanna, pay homage to the fighters that he fought. And if he don't want to pay homage to the fighters I fought, if he think they nobodies, then come fight time, then I wonder what they're gonna say after I beat him.
Promoter Eddie Hearn acknowledges Canelo's natural size advantage, but doesn't rule Crawford out. In Hearn's view, Crawford's confidence and razor-sharp focus make him a threat to any opponent, even one as powerful as Canelo. He emphasizes that belief and mindset can shift outcomes in boxing. With Crawford's discipline and determination, Hearn sees a legitimate chance for an upset. He also notes that while size plays a role, Crawford's ability to control pace, distance, and rhythm can help neutralize that physical gap.
Not for him, not against him, sorry, for him. He's so, I think he has no doubt that he beats Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
I really like Terence, by the way. I think he's a great fighter. But I have to say, tell me his major significant wins.
Well, obviously Errol Spence.
Yeah, but come on.
No, but he beat a guy who was in the top 5 pound for pound, and he destroyed him. That's really never happened.
No, I agree.
In the history
I agree.
of
I mean,
boxing.
look, he was coming off, some eye problems, but
Nobody was saying that when he was beating
we're giving that
Danny
credit.
and Ugas.
Tell me more.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, but
that's a big win.
No, but,
now,
okay. Keep going.
Your guy from the UK, who he stopped him, in the 5th round, was it?
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook.
Finished by then. Yeah, go on, keep going.
Okay, he stopped somebody that nobody's ever really can hurt.
Well,
Sean Porter.
I mean, yeah, but that was about 8 years before, and Errol Spence
That
stopped
wasn't. What do you mean?
Yeah,
8
when he
years
beat
before?
Sean Porter.
No, that was in 2023.
Who?
Terence Crawford beat Sean Porter.
No, I'm talking about Kell Brook against Sean Porter.
No, I was
Sorry,
talking about
yeah.
Bud. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
But he stopped him, though. Nobody's ever able to really hurt Sean.
By the way, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
That was a great win.
This is like an open.
And he didn't have a lot of names at 140, but Postal and all those guys, those are good fighters. They weren't big names, just like Bam. He doesn't have the great. He doesn't have a whole lot of great names, just like
Strada.
in a way, he does have two great fights.
By the way, he's one of my favorite fighters.
Doesn't have a bunch of.
John Ryder, who has shared the ring with Canelo, offers insight into the difficulty of facing the Mexican champion. He acknowledges Canelo's overwhelming physical presence and admits that the weight jump Crawford would face is no small task. Still, Ryder believes that if anyone has both the mental and physical tools to meet the challenge, it's Crawford. He praises Crawford's adaptability and skill, noting that his technical brilliance could offset the physical disadvantages.
Can he go up 2 divisions? A lot of people in his camp believe that he's even going to stop him, but yeah, what's your thoughts?
If there's any man that could do it, it would be Terence Crawford, but I just think the sheer size of Canelo is going to be too much on the line.
But do you think size will be too much? I mean, you were in there with Canelo, you landed good shots and he took them, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent, but I think the size will be the factor on the night and it'd just be too big, too strong.
Terence Crawford has been methodical in planning his strategy. He outlines 2 possible approaches to beating Canelo. The first involves applying pressure, disrupting Canelo's rhythm, and overwhelming him with volume. The second is more calculated, mirroring Mayweather's blueprint with slick defense, sharp counters, and elite footwork. Crawford admits he won't have the size advantage Mayweather once had, but he feels confident in his own speed and timing. He sees himself as a hybrid fighter, capable of switching styles, blending aggression with tactical brilliance. That versatility, he believes, could be the key to solving the Canelo puzzle.
It's 2 things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, you know, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, you know.
Yeah.
Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. You know, Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo. You know, he is right. Canelo does struggle to cut off the ring at times. We saw that in the Skull fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. You know, Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, you know, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back. And he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
Joe Rogan's take on the matchup reflects a growing sentiment within the fight community. He notes that while Canelo remains elite, he has shown signs of decline, particularly in speed and stamina. Meanwhile, Crawford continues to elevate his game and dominate across multiple weight divisions. Rogan believes the timing might favor Crawford, who is currently in his prime. He highlights Crawford's pound-for-pound ranking and sees the matchup as far more competitive than it might seem at first glance.
Who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Do you think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win. He's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
If Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. Why do you say that? Same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out.
Legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley frames the fight in a broader context, calling a clash between 2 warriors driven by pride and legacy. While the size difference is obvious, Lampley argues that both fighters are defined by much more than physical traits. They share a relentless hunger to be the best and a refusal to back down from any challenge. For Lampley, This bout is as much about heart and identity as it is about skill or strength.
That Crawford is going to fight Canelo, because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Max Kellerman doesn't hesitate to crown Terence Crawford as the current pound-for-pound king. While he respects what Canelo has accomplished in the past, he believes Canelo's best days are behind him. Kellerman praises Crawford's recent performances, which he describes as flawless, dominating opponents across weight classes with complete control. Meanwhile, Canelo has appeared more vulnerable in recent bouts, including tough outings against Dimitri Bivol and even John Ryder.